So in medical terms, para-athlete Shauna-Kay Hines is classified as a born amputee. From her elbow downwards, her arm tapers down to her wrist. She has 3 noticeable small fingers, but she has not allowed her disability to stand in the way of her passion for sport, Taekwondo in particular. The multiple medalist joins us now to share her story. Shauna-Kay, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, and good morning.
So good to talk to you this morning. Your story is an amazing one. First of all, multiple medals. Your first championship, you won a silver medal, having trained like for 2 weeks to prepare. And even with the silver medal, you were like 1 point. It was like 1 point between you and your black belt gold medalist, right? So are you just naturally inclined for sport?
Yes, I think so because my grandfather, Ray Wesley Hines, he's a former lightweight boxer for Jamaica. And I've always been participating in sports like at primary champs, but at the time, Jamaica wasn't exposed or, the inclusion for athletes with disability to participate in sports at that level. So I was just here competing and having fun and, going to high school now, participate like in netball, etc. during PE, but there wasn't a deep interest because, as I said, it wasn't something that been pushed within the schools for having athletes or individual disability to participate in school. And then venturing in my adulthood, I've been always participating in like the 5Ks, Giselle, Stigma, etc. And that's when I met Mr. Sinclair, and he introduced me to para-athletics or para-sports.
Yes. All right. So you're a born amputee. We just spoke about that a little bit. Throughout your life, there were conversations about prosthesis, right? But you weren't interested.
Never
Interested.
Never. My aunt in the US and Sophia, she was like, "Oh, you sure you don't?" I was like, "No." Persons see me like medical persons in the field see me like, and I was never interested because I felt like that this is me and I shouldn't hide it. I just felt like I was going to hide myself for who I am. So there's never interest for it.
Wow. But you have had lots of teasing. Couldn't have been easy to go through high school, right?
I wouldn't know. Actually, that wasn't for me because I attended the Rollington Town Primary School and then on to Vauxhall High School. There was a lot. I was accepted, and I clearly can remember about in grade 2. All of that wasn't. It didn't faze me. I was like, no, Shauna-Kay, a person, Jamaican be like warning. No, Shauna-Kay. So when they realized I wasn't crying or crying from the teasing or it didn't faze me. And the teachers there at the institution, excellent. At both institutions, I should say. I don't have much memory from the primary school, but I know in the basic school, but I know in the high and the primary, I was very loved and accepted.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, pushing against and pushing back is a big deal, eh? Lots of people kind of fold, and you are like, no, I'm not Wani, I'm Shauna-Kay. Love that.
Even when I'm out in the streets and persons see me, I'll be like, you can touch it, you can hold, you can ask, don't be afraid. Because I rather to educate. I like educating, especially the younger generation about disability. So, nah.
Yeah. Okay. So you were actually spotted by your coach in one of the more popular 5K events. He saw you. What did he see in you that day that said, you know what, you should agree to be a para-athlete?
It was both. I don't remember the specific year or the time, but I know 2 times. One at when East Queen Street Baptist Church had, invited the members of sports, or I don't remember if it was sports or something to do with disability. And he saw me at church because that's the church I attended at the time. And then again, I saw him downtown at Digicel 5K. And I was like, okay, no problem. And I had a friend at the time, Owen, was working there. And he was calling me, Shauna-Kay, I heard your name ring up. Come. I was like, oh, man. I was like, let me try it. And then from there, I am here.
Yes, I understand. You went to meet him and he told you to kick him. And when you kick him say, okay, it's time to start training.
Well, it first started out with track and field. started out with track and field. I used to be trained on by the USAID track, more rehab, you know, and then I didn't qualify for the 2016 Paralympics. And then after Mrs. Samuda and Never Sinclair was like, you know, para taekwondo is now venturing into the Caribbean because it wasn't a thing for the Caribbean for para taekwondo. I was like, fighting, I'm not an aggressive person. I don't like people hitting me. I was thinking about people in my face. I was like, okay, all right, try. And then I tried with Mr. Conrad Sinclair, Mr. Conrad Jenkins. And then from there, I mean, the discipline of taekwondo.
Yeah. But wasn't it hard to learn and in such a short space of time?
No, it wasn't, because I personally have an indomitable spirit.
Yeah.
And yes, right. So I was like, all right, then I'm just going to visit Jamaica. But be like, Shauna, where you're going? You can fight.
Oh, so taekwondo is conquered. What next for you?
Well, to be honest, for me personally, I want to venture into, well, I am now pursuing my BSc at University of West Indies Open Campus, doing sports leadership and management.
Ooh.
So I want, yes.
That's exciting. With a view to what?
Thank you. For me, I just want to grow para sports in Jamaica, because based on my experience internationally traveling and into meetings like Women in Sports meeting, I've realized that my country that I love dearly, and of course, persons with disability, you know, we're lacking and we need a lot of support. So I feel like it's my duty as an athlete and as a citizen of Jamaica to help to be a part of that and grow it, because it's beautiful. So it's beautiful. It's not about self-pity or, oh, they have disability. No, you know, I want to grow para sports in Jamaica. Like same like Olympics, we are Paralympian. Yes.
Yeah, we had an important act passed yesterday, right? Are you excited about that? The disabilities? You are?
Yes, I am, but the word action, that's what I'm looking for. See buildings and our schools and our jobs. I'm feeling good about it, but I'm not overly excited as it, because once I've seen things being put in place, I'm going to be like, yes, Jamaica is moving forward.
Absolutely with you there, Shauna-Kay. And as we wrap, I want to know what your word is to folks who are watching who are from the disabled community, or do we say disabled or do we say not abled? No, it's not able. It's persons with disabilities. I know there's a phrase in the last couple of years that has come about that is the absolute right way to say it. But from the persons with disabilities community, what is your word to them? Every time they think their disability is a stumbling block or something that keeps them away from the things in their life that they can achieve, you have proven that is actually not the case. As a matter of fact, it has motivated you to aspire to even greater heights. What would your word be to them?
For me, I would say just keep pushing, don't give up. And we do have the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disability on Ripon Road. You know, you can go there, get yourself registered, get yourself involved. And for me, just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. I recommend you just push, don't give up. And family support is imperative. Family support.
Yeah.
And once you have that, even if you don't have that, friends, strangers, trust me, you'll get there. Just time. Time is a master. You'll get there.
Yeah. Your disability does not impair your ability, right? Because a lot of that happens up here. Boy, nice to meet you, lady. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. Shauna-Kay Hines, para-athlete and just amazing individual. Still to come, folks. Girl Talk looks at cheating and forgiveness. News in 5, though, next.